Good morning, Principal Williams.
Morning, PS.
How are you?
Uh, I'm here. I'm not quite sure what all this is. This is all new to me, but
Yeah, this is fine. I saw the email and realized that your team is not available this morning. So I can invite you to the team to make a submission if you wish. If not, we can continue with the meeting.
yeah, the PTA, I don't think they're available. I saw the email from Mr. Simons late this morning.
Yeah, I saw it late last night. So let me just tell you a little bit about what it's about, and then we can figure out how we move from forward. So let me just tell you the background and why we got to this point, because I know you kind of picked up the baton just recently. So you're probably not familiar with what has been going on. So let me just go through the process, and then we can decide how we move with Port Royal, if you agree. So, well, you know who I am. And I'm the lead of the history and legacy component of the rescoring process, as the minister committed to doing a whole, well, let me just step back a bit. In July last year at the West End Warriors public meeting, the minister committed to including a history and legacy component to the parish primary school decision rubric. And the process to get us here today has been with the input from the History and Legacy Working Group, the ministry's History and Legacy Working Group, as well as some input from our ministry policy team. Through the consultation process, the schools indicated that they didn't have representation on the school location strategy team. And you may recall that that team was the group that carried out the work and made a recommendation to the minister for the selection of the primary school buildings, the sites. So the minister then committed to ensuring that we had representation from the schools and that they participate in the history and legacy component process. So that's how these meetings came about. So the purpose of today's meeting was for the selected school community representatives. Each school was to submit the names of three representatives, and the minister was going to select one. But the minister then opted to just receive all three because we'll get more information. So that's how that team was selected by the school to represent the school. So that was the purpose of what today's meeting is about. We would have heard from the group, and then we would have rated it. The group would have received all of the study factors through the Miss Rowlands. All the communication went through her, and we would have rated the information on 1 to 5. There's 4 categories, and there's a total of 20 points. At the end of that, the information would be submitted to the minister. It's his final decision. He has advised me this morning in a meeting that he certainly will consult with his cabinet colleagues so that the decision can be made collectively by the cabinet. But that's kind of the overview of what this meeting was about. And just for the purpose of the persons on the meeting with us, I'll just tell you who they are and who the assessment team is. So I'm the lead, as I mentioned, and then we have Kim Dismont Robinson, Dr. Kim Dismont Robinson, who is the Director of Community and Cultural Affairs. And then we have Carla Ingman, who is with the archives and archivist. And I have Tanisha Utley, who is a policy analyst with the Ministry of Education. Tanisha has been involved in the History and Legacy Working Group since its inception, and we have her attending these meetings for consistency and continuity. So that's kind of an overview of what this meeting was about. And just for the team on our end, with us today is Principal Williams. He started recently, very recently, at Port Royal. Late last night, we got a notice from the representatives to say that because of the holiday and some of the members were not available. So the principal decided to honor and jump in. So because he's not aware, what we can offer Mr. Williams, is you can reach out to the team and see if they have information that can be submitted to us in writing, and we'll receive that on behalf of Port Royal.
Okay.
But whilst you're here, you are free to share a little bit with us on the culture. I mean, you've been there for what, a few months now, right?
Starting in January.
Yeah, or anything about the school, because we're talking about history and legacy. You probably don't know a whole lot about the history, but you can tell us a little bit about the day-to-day life there, and any community partners or interactions with the community. I know you have a strong PTA, so
Yeah,
anything you can share while you're here with us, we're happy to receive.
Well, unfortunately, like I said, I just started, so it's not really much I can tell you. The school is well run. We have a diverse community. Everyone pitches in. The teachers, we work together well. What would I say? From a community standpoint, we have the businesses in the area that help us sometimes provide like the hot lunch situations. The parents, we had a kite situation the other day where they making kites, and just about every parent you could think about, grandfather was in there helping to make the kites. We have several fathers that are firemen, policemen from the prisons. They all come in to help out because I'm the only male on site, as I'm sure it is rather interesting in itself. I'm apart from the custodian. But I know the biggest thing that everybody talks about is that Flora Duffy attended Port Royal. So it's that, and I know there's a plaque I see that's out here with reference to the school, I guess, how it got started. So like I said, I'm not too familiar well versed in the school. I've jumped in right away trying to make sure things are running smoothly and to be as assistant as much as possible. That's what I've been doing.
Okay, that sounds good. Does anyone else on the call have any questions for Principal Williams? I know he's doing his best to assist us. No? Okay, so Principal Williams, I'll wait for you to check with your group, and if you could just communicate with me via email.
No problem. Matter of fact, I'll try and get a PTA president now.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, can the rest of the team just stay on for a minute? Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.